A very warm welcome from Arjati Creations. As a part of the clay modeling series, in part 3 we are going to learn how to create this cute penguin fridge magnets. So let's get started. Today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful penguin. This is a penguin fridge magnet, and let us see what is the material that we require for it. For this, the material we require is Mouldit, Pidilite Mouldit, one packet which has these two parts. We need talcum powder. We need a small piece of wood. If you have a wooden piece, it's okay. Otherwise, you can take a 6 centimeter diameter cardboard piece. We need a scissors, a scale, a cutter, a toothpick, a magnet that is going to be fixed on the back side. We need some plastic sheets, white glue, a palette and acrylic colors and brushes. So let us get started. We will start by mixing these two packets of Pidilite Mouldit and rolling it into a homogeneous mixture. So let us start. So here I have taken both the packets and mixed it together. You can see that there is no white or grey separate. It is completely mixed into a homogeneous mixture here. Now what I am doing is I am taking it in my hand and I am creating a ball. I have put it in between these two plastic sheets and I have rolled it. Now I'm rolling it into a thin sheet because I have to fix it on top of this round wooden piece. In case you don't have the wooden piece, you can fix it on top of the cardboard piece of 6 centimeter diameter that you have cut. Now if you don't have the roller, you can use a pencil like I'm doing it right now. This is also a very easy method to roll it. Now in case the clay is sticking down to the plastic again and again, you can put a little bit of powder like I have sprinkled on the base and I have put it on both sides and then roll it. Now I'm putting Fevicryl on one side of the wooden piece and I'll just stick it on top of the clay. Now this is going to help secure the clay in its place. Now once you have secured the clay in its place, it is important to cut off the edges. Now I am using a plastic to cut it off, a disposable plastic. You can use a cutter to cut it off as well. Now gently take it off and roundin the edges. Now I am going to roundin the edges using talcum powder or chalk powder. Now this is going to be helpful so that it takes its proper. Now I will design the penguin that will be placed on the wooden piece. Now to design the penguin, I am taking a small quantity of clay in my hand. You can see this. Now once you've taken it, you just press it in between your hands to give it a rounded kind of a look. We basically want to give the penguin an egg kind of a shape, an oval kind of a shape. So for this, just kind of mold it in between your fingers. And after that, once you are a little satisfied with the shape it is taking, you see that it is smaller than the circle. Okay, so that at least the feet and the hat of the penguin fit in. It should be a little smaller. Then we give the exact shape and put it on the plastic. We further smoothen the edges and the top surface of the penguin using our fingers because once the shape is set and molded, it is going to stay like that when it dries. So you should be happy with the shape it takes. Now take a small quantity of clay in your hands and we are now going to give it the shape of the hat of the penguin. We are going to press it from both ends like this so that it takes a shape of a drop on both sides. And now we are going to place and see whether the hat is of accurate size. Now I am taking a little quantity again to create the tip of the hat. Now for that I am taking a triangle kind of a shape and I am pressing it from both sides and placing it here. This is going to be my tip of the triangle and the top of the hat. Now comes the hands. Now for both the hands I have to take equivalent quantity of clay so that my hands are equal and I am going to give this drop shape. Now this kind of a drop shape with a flattened spoon type of a shape in the front is what I am giving to both the ends. Now I am going to create both of them and I'm going to flatten it from the end like I'm doing right now. This is important to give it the correct penguin hand shape. In the same manner, I'm going to take some amount of clay and I'm going to roll it into a similar shape to create the other hand of the penguin out here. Now we'll do the feet. Now for the feet it is tricky because you need to take two balls of equivalent quantity so that both feet are of absolutely same size. Now once you've taken equal quantities like I have done, just put it down on the plastic and press it. Now like I'm pressing right now, just press it. Now once you have pressed it properly, take your plastic disposable knife or cutter to give this kind of a feet shape. Now you will cut out these triangles, very sharp triangles, and take them out so that these three pointed ends of the feet are ready. In the same manner we are going to do for the other foot also. The more the identical they are, the better your penguin is going to look in its final upon drying. Now in this manner we have done it. Now I'll take my wooden round which has kind of set now so that we can give a basic shape. Now for this I am taking my wooden disposable knife and I am taking this ruler. We are going to do it very symmetrically. So just place your ruler and draw a line. In the same manner, at an equal distance, we are going to keep drawing lines. Now when we are drawing lines in this manner, what it is going to do is, it is going to look really symmetrical when this dries up, because this impression on Mouldit is going to stay. So whatever impression you give at this stage is going to stay on it. Now because we want to create a brick wall, I am now further dividing it in the shape of a brick at an equivalent distance like this. Now if you think that your impression is getting lighter in between, you can double do it. You can do it doubly. But in this case, the finer your impression is, the better it looks upon drying. Now I will first finish my wall, only then I will stick the penguin on top of this. So the wall impression is being done right now. I am trying to make as symmetrical bricks as possible. You can even decide to give any other shape to the background as well. So now you can see that my brick impression is done. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my penguin and I'm going to stick it and secure it on top of this. Now to stick and secure, I'm putting this Fevicryl on the back side and I will start sticking it at an appropriate place. Though Mouldit is very wet right now, it is sticky, but a little bit of white glue or Fevicryl is going to be useful to secure it for a longer period of time. Once you've stuck it, you will find that the shape goes a little haywire, so you can correct the shape of the penguin body. Now I'll be securing the hat of the penguin, again little bit of Fevicryl, and I'll stick the hat in its appropriate position. Then comes the feet. Now the feet we are going to do in a 3D shape. So just correct the feet so that if there is any error in the shape, that is removed completely. And now what we are going to do is, we are just going to shape the edges, put a drop of Fevicryl on both the top parts of the feet like I am doing right now, and we are going to stick it in a 3D form so that the feet are standing like these. So stick them in a standing position, in a curvy position, and they are going to dry up to be like this. So it will look very nice when they've completely dried up. In the same manner, I am going to take my hands. Now this hand is a little bigger, as you can see, so I have reduced the amount of clay in this hand to give it the required shape. And now by putting a little bit of Fevicryl on the edge, I am securing it. Now be careful not to press the penguin from top, because if we do that, it is going to spoil the shape. In the same manner, I am sticking the second hand as well. Now you can see that the basic structure of the penguin is done. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to put a beak of the penguin again in a 3D. So I have just marked the eyes. These eyes you need not mark. Just make a small triangle and fix the beak. Once you fix the beak, take very little quantity of clay like I am taking here to make very tiny eyes for the penguin. Okay, they should not be big because the eyes are going to be small in the figurine. So just take such small quantities of eyes and fix it. The same manner I'll do the other eye as well. Now once I'm satisfied with the look of my penguin, I'm going to leave my penguin fridge magnet to dry for about an hour before we start coloring. It should be dry, the molded should be dry. See, now we will leave it. So I left my fridge magnet to dry, and after it dried I did 2 coats of white acrylic color on the body of the penguin and 1 coat of yellow acrylic color on the base. Now in the palette I have taken these colors. I have taken a white, an orange color, a yellow ochre. I have taken little bit of red color, then I have taken black color. Now I am going to color the penguin. Now to color the penguin, I am taking a little quantity of white and a drop of black. Just mix the white and the drop of black to create this light grey color. Now we are going to do an outline of the penguin using a thin tip 000 brush or a 00 brush. Now I am doing this outline so that I am completely satisfied with the shape that the penguin should take, and then only we will fill in the further color. So first draw a thin outline to mark the body of the penguin. Now I am taking a lightish grey color. We are going to use shades of grey here to do the body of the penguin. Now once I am satisfied with the thickness of the penguin's body, which part I want to do with black and grey, we are going to start coloring one of the edges. Now before we go further, we can also demarcate if we want to put some portion of the hand as black and white. So here I am demarcating that I want half of the penguin hand to be black, to be blackish grayish, and the other half to be white. So mix more quantity of grey, that is using white and black, and now I am going to fill up the outer part of the body of the penguin. Now when you are doing the outer part of the penguin, just be careful that you also do the edges. Here also I am doing the edges on the side so that white molded is not visible from the edges when we put the magnet on the fridge. I am doing shades of grey, that is light and dark grey here. You can also do shades of grey. Thin tip brush, I am taking more of black color in my brush because we are now going to create eyes of the penguin. You can take a dark grey color as well, and in the center part of the eyes we are going to mark this small oval. Now be very careful when you do it with a thin tip marker or a thin tip brush. Here I am using a 000 brush. This way you try that the size of the eyeballs for the penguin in both the eyes is absolutely equivalent so that it looks more symmetrical. Just take a drop of water here, a little bit of more black, and we are now going to create the eyelashes, the cute eyelashes of the penguin. So here, see, on the outer part of the white circle, I'm creating these 3 eyelashes. I'll be doing 3 eyelashes on both the sides. Now take a more amount of black and do an outline of the white circle that we had stuck in Mouldit. Now this we are doing to give the eye a more definitive look. See, the eye is going to look more complete once you've done this rounding outside the Mouldit white circle. This way. So now the eye is done. Now take a little bit of red in your brush and we are going to start making the ribbon. Now to make this ribbon which the penguin is wearing, I am mixing a little bit of white and a little bit of red to create a pink ribbon. Now first we'll go over the two parts of the ribbon. We are going to do it in light pink and then do a little bit of shading using red color. So here I am mixing white and red and I am doing the ribbon. First we'll make the bow part of the ribbon and then the strings down. In all of these I am using shades of red and pink as you can see, and I am giving a little bit of shading in between. Now we are making the strings of the ribbon on both sides, and to make the penguin look more prettier we are going to glue up a little bit of shading using this. We are going to put this small amount of red on the bottom part to give a contrast with the grayish background of the penguin. Now I am doing up the hat portion of the penguin, the top part of the hat. Now since we have already done 2 coats of white acrylic, only a single coat of red acrylic will be good enough to finish the hat. Do it from all the sides because this is going to be visible from all the sides when the penguin magnet is put up on your fridge. We are going to start doing the feet of the penguin. Now to do the feet of the penguin, I am taking a shade of orange. You can even mix a little bit of brown into the orange acrylic color to do up the feet. Now even a shade of white with orange can be used to do a lighter shade of orange for the feet. Now be very careful to do the feet of the penguin from all sides because this is going to be visible in a 3D image. Now once you've done the feet of the penguin, we are going to balance the orange color by doing this slight portion in the hat of the penguin as well in orange color. Now once I'm satisfied with the hat, I will do the beak of the penguin also in orange. Now I'll doing it see from all sides, top, bottom, because this will be seen in your 3D work. Now once we've done it on all 3 sides, I'm taking a yellow. Now this yellow I'm taking to do a second coat on the background of the penguin. Now we will take a little bit of orange with this, a little bit of ochre with this, a little bit of white with this. So we are mixing 4 shades: yellow, orange, white and ochre. Now once you've satisfied with the color, just put it on the edges to brighten the visible part of the edges. Now once I've brightened the visible part of the edges, what I'm going to do is I am going to further enhance my color. Now there should be no water in your brush, and what you do is that we are going to do a little bit of this kind of a putting the color using a dry brush. I'm just using a dry brush to put more brighter color onto the edges of the penguin. This is just going to brighten the background even further. Now what we are doing is I am taking a thin tip brush again and taking white acrylic to do the inner part of the eyes. Just put 2 dots in the inner part of the eyes. We are now using a thin tip brush and black acrylic to do an outline of the ribbons. You can do this because this is just going to enhance the look of the ribbon when the penguin dries up completely. Less water, more of acrylic color, and just doing the edges of the ribbon. Now what I'll be doing is I'm taking red and orange and I'm making these small red orange stars on the background, that is the yellow brick wall here, so that it gets more enhanced and the penguin looks cuter with these stars all around. You can even decide to do contrasting colors here, blue stars, light blue stars, whatever you want. To balance my red in this, I am using more of red and orange stars in the background. Now I'm taking thick white acrylic color 000 brush and I'm doing these dots. I have started from the hat of the penguin. I've done these in the red area, in the orange area, and now I'm going to do it over the body of the penguin. This is what is going to add the final touches to the penguin. So here I'm using a brush. You can even decide to use a dotting tool. You can use any thin tip dotting tool. You can also use a small toothpick with this to do this kind of a dotting. Now we are going to go over the entire body of the penguin to make it look prettier and to give it a final look. Now here the main tip that you should keep in mind is that there is no water in my brush, because if there is water it is going to smudge the dots and it is going to spoil the entire gray color that we had done. So don't take any water and then do the dotting here. Now once I've added dots to the body of the penguin, see like here, now I'm also going to add few dots on the hands of the penguin and in the center part of the bow. Now add a small dot in the center part of the bow, and now we are going to do similar kind of dotting on the hands of the penguin. See here also I'm taking white color and I'm doing these tiny dots on the hands of the penguin. This we are going to do on both sides so that my penguin is finished. So now you can see that my penguin is completely done, and I'm going to let it dry for about an hour before we seal the penguin. Now here, once my penguin has dried up after 1 hour, I'm using the homemade Mod Podge. This homemade Mod Podge we had made in the first video, and I'm going to apply a very thin layer of Mod Podge on the entire body of the penguin and the outer part. This is not only going to secure the penguin but also going to make it last longer. So apply a thin coat and let that Mod Podge also dry completely before we go further. Now once your Mod Podge is dried up, just stick your magnet using any white glue or Fevicryl towards the back of the magnet. So now you can see that my fridge magnet is ready. I hope you loved the cute penguin fridge magnet. Do like our channel and do subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the notification button so that you are notified as soon as we put the next video. Thanks for watching and bye bye.